Hiya.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I am good.
Good,
Nice to meet
good.
you.
And you?
So, has Gary forced you into doing this training or?
Do you know what? I love using AI and all that stuff, and I use it on the regularly, but I've literally just sort of learnt as I go. I'm not by any means sort of very, very amateur. And Gary knows that. He quite often rings me up and goes, Paul, can you look into this? What's going on with this? How do you do this? And then I just chat GPT it or Copilot it or whatever I use. And then he rang me up the other day and went, I've got you on some training. It's at 3 o'clock. I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm more than up for it. But you know what? Gary's like, yeah, just threw me into it. So that's fine.
Okay. Well, I hope what I'm going to teach you over the next 3 weeks is not something that you already know.
I don't know much, so it won't
Okay.
be.
All right. So do you use the ChatGPT paid account?
I did use the paid account. I've literally just finished it, but I can restart that back up if I need to.
Okay, because that's basically what I teach on.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So, um, oh, so you don't have that now?
No, but I can set that up in
Okay.
5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you want to quickly
Yeah,
do that? Just because I'm not just going to talk at you for an hour. I want you to actually set these things up as we go along.
yeah, no problem. Give me a second. Mm, what's it saying? It's the business one I want. Is it the business one?
Pro. So
Right, let me just.
the person at the £20 a month one.
Yeah, let me find.
I mean, you can have the business one if you want. I just use the £20 a month one
Oh, that's fine.
mainly because I don't have a team. It's just me.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. If I've got the business one, can other people use that then?
You can have. I think you can have between 3 or 5 people on a Teams account, which sounds really stupid because that's not a lot of people.
Hmm. Wait 1 second. Sorry, Gary didn't warn me that I needed this. Mm. I think I'm nearly there.
Okay.
Your plan ready. What is going on here? It's saying it's $240.
No, that's not the.
No, it's not the right one. So what, give me a sec.
Oh, it doesn't actually. I mean, we can. You could do it afterwards if you want. It just means it's going to take you a bit of time to set it up
Yeah.
afterwards.
All right, yeah, go on. If you, I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not letting me. I had it on my phone previously and then took it off. What brings you to ChatGPT? Work.
No, don't put work.
No,
Put
no,
person.
don't put work.
Personal.
First lesson. First lesson. Don't put work. Right.
I mean, the business ones are better because you can set it up as more of a business thing. But what I would say is if Morson decided that they wanted to roll this out to everybody that sort of did some sort of, I don't know, I want to say admin role, but obviously you're not
Yeah.
admin.
Yeah.
Then you would probably look at something like the enterprise level where it would be a lot cheaper and you'd have a lot more features and stuff like that. But for you doing your day-to-day work, you don't need that. It'd be a personal account, just the paid
Cool.
version.
There you go. I'm in the right place now. Due today, £20. There it goes. Bang my card.
Perfect.
Let me bang my card details in. Should have seen the code. Hey. I think we're in its processing payment. So there you go. You're now subscribed to ChatGPT Plus. Perfect. Sorry,
Perfect.
mate. Cool.
Right. I'm just going to share my screen.
Yeah.
Not that. Just move this. Okay. So what I did first, because you said that you used Copilot and ChatGPT,
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk a bit about the two. So I personally don't like Copilot. I do use 365 for my clients and stuff, but I don't particularly like it.
Nor
Um,
do I. Nor do I.
okay, and some of the reasons why are so Microsoft bought into OpenAI, who own ChatGPT, but they don't have the full usage of the ChatGPT, so you're quite limited.
Right. Okay.
So even though it's baked in to sort of your Word, your Excel, and things like that, and Teams, it can see and act on your actual files, but it's also constrained by what Microsoft has built around the OpenAI software.
Okay.
So it's still maturing, they're still working on it, and it still has quite inconsistent results in Excel.
Yeah.
Whereas with ChatGPT, it works independently of your Microsoft tools. You can actually connect the two, which I'll show you in a minute. Uh,
Right.
but I find it's better if let's say I've got an Excel spreadsheet, download the spreadsheet and then upload it into
That's
ChatGPT.
what I, so that's what I do all the time. So when I'm doing spreadsheets, I try to use Copilot and I was like, right, can you please format this? I need a graph for this. And it just takes forever.
Mhm.
Whereas if I just, like you say, download it, whack it into ChatGPT, it does it for me, and then I copy and paste it back.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you probably understand why it's not working. So yeah,
Yeah,
upload your file into ChatGPT, tell it what you need, and then download the results.
yeah.
Um, so next slide. Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to build your operating system within ChatGPT.
Okay.
So hopefully for you, this will mean less rework, less repetition, more time for work that matters to you.
Hmm.
I'm going to, Gary said to me that he uses ChatGPT like Google. So,
So do I. That's
do
exactly what I
you?
use. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Anything I've got, I honestly, I'm always on it.
okay. Well, it's not Google.
No, I know, and but I'll be sitting there like I do use it for Google. Even if I'm sitting there, I go, "What's the football results for?" and it will give me the football results. So where I'd normally go on Google or
Yeah.
what's that film? Do you know what I mean? For any reason at all. So I use it for that, which is not a good thing, I'm assuming then.
I mean, it's probably all right for that. I wouldn't, you know,
Yeah,
the way that it works is it predicts the answer that you want. So
yeah,
for work stuff, I would definitely be checking that.
yeah. Of course, yeah.
Um, so go on, tell me how you use ChatGPT at the moment. I know you've just said you Google the scores, but
Yeah. So I mean, from a work perspective, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So I do a lot of business development. So, for instance, there's a project going on Lower Thames Crossing. So what I would do is I will go, who are the main contractors, the subcontractors, everyone that's working on Lower Thames Crossing. It will then kick me out an answer. I will then take those answers. So let's say Balfour BT are working on that and ScanScore are working on that.
yeah,
I'll then go, okay, please tell me a little bit more about Balfour BT and what they're doing. Who's the breakdown? Who are the important people there? What's the cost? What's the time structure? And then I just keep drilling down. Essentially, when every time it gives me, I just drill down until I've got as much of the information as possible. Sometimes it will give me contacts for who's the main contact for that. Sometimes it comes up about GDPR.
yeah,
Sometimes it sort of gives me the people I need. I will then ask it to put it in a spreadsheet for me. So the main people with their job title and their company. So Balfour's, for instance. What I then do is get their structure of their email address from another system that we use, SourceBreaker. I'll put that in and say, please use this structure. So first name dot last name at whatever it might be to complete the spreadsheet. And then I can extract that. And then we've got another system called Source Whale where I feed it into Source Whale and that will email them from my email address saying, "Hi, I'm Paul Anscombe, want to grab a coffee." And then a week later, however I program it to do it, it will go, "Don't know if you saw my last email," and it will just automate everything for me. And then it will like, notify me when people reply. So essentially, what I do with ChatGPT is pick rail projects, pick businesses, get as much data as I can out of it, the people that I need to contact, feed it into another system that contacts it for me. And when I get a hit, that's when I'll pick up the phone and be like, because obviously they think it's me that's been emailing them, not the system.
yeah.
And then I will have a conversation with them, see if I can get them out for a coffee or a beer, or go down to their office and see if I can win some business off them. That's essentially how I use it at the moment.
Right. Okay. Not sure I kind of got that from
Gary,
no, from your question, the answers that you put into the form.
what did I put in? Sorry.
Uh, I just kind of pulled it down from the form, and then I've got reports, data, Teams, email, comms, presentations, and Copilot
Yeah,
push.
sorry, that's just a bit of what I do. So yeah,
Oh, okay, right.
yeah. I mean, I'm on it all day, every day. Like, so quite often than not, what I'll do as well is I have to give presentations to the team fairly
Oh,
regularly. So I've got like a team of 16. So I'm constantly having to update them. So what I will do is take any reports that we've got, whether it might be a margin report, so or a one-to-one report, or a budget tracker, or anything like that. I'll feed it in, ask that to kick me out um, a presentation, almost a slide, whatever it might be, and get it formatted into the Morson colours because we've got a Morson like what's it called? It's
like a
like a
brand document,
sorry.
brand guidelines.
Yeah. So I will feed that the information and then say, can you put that in there? I'll get it to write me emails to clients quite often. I'm constantly cutting, pasting emails back and forth. Make this sound more professional because I'm terrible at spelling, and the way I talk is I still write like a teenager texting when I'm writing an email. So I'm constantly putting stuff in there. Make this sound more professional. Um, do you actually work for Morson?
No.
Right, cool. So I used it to do my leadership and management course. um, so I use it for that as well. So it'll quite often build me like all sorts of stuff to do with my leadership management course. I mean, it's done 95% of it for me. I mean, it has to, I have to give it the data. I have to give it everything it needs, but then it will spit out everything I need for that. So I honestly I use it for my day-to-day job constantly, whatever might come up on that. But yeah, a lot of presentations for the team. Yeah.
Right. I just want to make sure because everything that I create you is really, really personalized. And
Okay.
next week, I'm going to teach you how to talk to the AI properly. And I actually write all the different prompts for you. So I want to make sure that they're really relevant to the bits of work that you do.
Okay.
So that you don't, what I don't, I'm going to teach you how to prompt, but I want you to also go away with a whole deck of prompts that you can just plug and play so you don't even have to overthink that.
Wow. Okay.
It's what I teach is really, really personalized. It's not generic.
Yeah.
So the more
Okay.
you can, after we've done this session, maybe if you go away tonight or tomorrow and you're playing around with it and you think, oh, I would really like help on that or that,
Yeah.
just tell me afterwards. Just as long as I need about probably 2 hours before our next session to write the prompts.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. No problem.
Okay. So you are just using it a bit like just like a conversational chat at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I still say please to it, which is ridiculous. So yeah.
So don't worry about that. Um, so when you get your first answer out, and I know you were saying you go back and forth quite a lot, how much back and forth is there?
It depends, but sometimes a fair bit. I mean, it all depends. If I'm using it on leadership management, I'll constantly get it to change stuff
Right.
because it's so easy to read what is AI. Well, apparently I can't, but other people can apparently. What is AI and what's not? So I will say reword, shorten, rephrase. I probably do go back and forth quite a lot with it, actually, of thinking about it. I mean, even when it spits out the data that I need for business development, I'm constantly going back saying, can you drill down on that spend? So it might say that Balfour's have got 75 million spend. I'll say, can you drill down on that? And then it will go, this is on construction, this is on health and safety. And then I'll drill down on that again. So I very, very rarely ask it something, get an answer, and that's it. Yeah, I'm constantly back and forth with it.
Right. Okay. Well, hopefully, when we've just done this initial setup today, it
Yeah.
can shorten that back and forth. But by the time you've done next week, it'll be even shorter.
Okay.
And then by the time you've done the third week, it would be even
Yeah.
shorter. It should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So at the moment, well, one, because just before this call, you were no longer using the paid version.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what it means is that when you are starting a new chat or a new piece of work, you're having to brief it like a new hire every single time.
Mm.
It's not got any memory. So you're starting off cold. It almost doesn't know that you're an executive manager at Morson. It doesn't know
Hmm.
what your reports look like or how you communicate to your team or them to you.
Yeah.
Got no real context. So I guess you are re-explaining your role, your standards, your audit, everything every time, or do you not do that?
I didn't. So essentially, what I had a paid account, and
Right.
then the guy at work was like, "We're getting this system upgrade. You're getting Copilot built in, all of this stuff." And I was like, "Look, I'll pay 20 quid at the moment." I was like, "Fine, I'll stop paying for that. I'm going to start using Copilot." And I've got exactly the same problems that you mentioned. It's just nowhere near as good. It's crap. So before I wasn't having to not always re-explain myself. I mean, I was to a degree. I might, but it was sort of picking up on things. But now I've stopped paying for it and I still use it. You're right. I constantly have to go. My name is Paul Anscombe. I'm an exec manager. I work for a rail business. I've got 16 in my team, and almost sort of introduce myself and everything that I'm looking for, and then it'll answer it.
Right. So we're going to fix that gap today, basically, because
Cool.
when I speak to a lot of people, they go, "Oh, I think AI should just be able to do everything." It can't. And then
Hmm.
the other thing is, they go, "Why doesn't it talk like me? Why doesn't it know this? Why doesn't it know that?" It's because it's not a mind reader. It's just a predictive model.
Yep.
It kind of guesses what it thinks you want the answer to be.
Okay.
So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you around the ChatGPT paid dashboard. I have no, oh, it's Claude. That's fine. There's nothing on there.
Is
Right.
that Claude good? I keep hearing good things about Claude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to overwhelm you today, but
Yeah.
what I would say is if you're doing research like you've just told me,
Mm.
ChatGPT isn't the best for research.
Okay.
There is another platform called Perplexity.ai that is
Right.
way more accurate on its data.
Okay.
That is a bit more like Google. It's more up to date because the other thing with ChatGPT is they train it on a data. It's not current to today. So what I would advise you is if you're doing things like competitor analysis and research and stuff like that, be mindful that the data that you're going to get on ChatGPT might not be up to date.
Do you know what? That's funny because actually I use it for like personal like finances sometimes as well. So I might say like the child benefit cap is 80 grand now, down to 60. So you in the middle. So I will say, how much do I have to salary sacrifice? Basically, so I can bung a load of money in my pension, hide how much I earn, and get this out. And it always goes off the old cap. And I go, no, the new cap's 80,000. And they go, sorry, you are right, the new cap's 80. But it's happened a few times on different things, and I was wondering why that is, but that's obviously the reason.
So as far as I am aware, ChatGPT was trained up until April 2024, which is really old.
Yeah,
But then it does have, you can click on web search feature. So,
yeah,
but it's not up to date. But I will when I send you all these details, I'm going to send you the recording and the deck and everything like that. I'll put a link to perplexity.ai. You
yeah.
prompt it in a similar way to what I'm going to
Okay,
teach you.
cool,
But it is much more up to date.
lovely. Thank you.
Um, okay, so what we're going to do is this is your main dashboard. You've seen it before.
Yep,
Um, I am neurodivergent, so the way that I look at this dashboard might be different to the way that you do, but I come down left, down to
yep,
the bottom, then sort of here, the main chart, and then up here. So
yep.
what we're going to do is we're going to start off by if you click your name at the bottom,
Should I be? I'll be doing this whilst you're doing that, shall I? Or
yeah,
yeah,
please.
yeah, done.
Right, and then we're going to go into personalization.
Yep.
Right. Now, here, this is the bit that people normally skip. Now, what you can do is you can set your tone, whether you want it to be warm, enthusiastic, more professional, any of that. But the bit we're really interested in is this custom instructions here. Now, I hope it's not too long, but I've written you some custom instructions.
Cool.
So let me just select all that. And I'm just going to pop this into the chat if it will fit. No, it won't. Right, hang on. We don't want an either.
That what you put in there is like literally what I say as well. You know, like where it says
Is
be
it?
concise, but you know, it says like be concise. I'm constantly going, do not be long-winded, short bullet point answers or whatever that might, because I can't stand it where it's like 300 words for something that I just need to know one little bit of information.
Yeah. Okay. So you might have to copy and paste yours over in two parts.
That's fine.
So all you're going to do is put it into the custom instructions bit there.
Oh, let me just go to chat. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Right. Copy. Custom instruction. Right, that's all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you scroll down, it can call you a nickname,
Okay.
whatever you want. And then, oh yeah, what you want to do is there's a bit where we want to turn off um general system voice notifications. We don't need that. Data control. Right. If you that'll save now. So if you come out and go down the left-hand side and go to data controls,
Yep.
and then where it says improve the model for everybody, turn that off because you do not want them knowing your business details.
Ah, because I've got a little bit of a not a kicking at work, but someone said because I put presentations on there. Does that then mean that sort of that data is for the world to see? But if I turn that off, it's not. Is that right?
Yeah. So if you use the free version, it's
Hmm.
not exactly free. It comes at a price. So on the free version, anything
Hmm.
that you put into it, they train the model on. Okay.
Okay.
On the paid version, you have this option to turn that off.
Fine.
So
Okay.
you've got more security.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so for that is the first bit. You've done that. So what
Yep.
you would find now when you are chatting, it's going to be more relevant to you. Okay,
Yeah.
it won't just be Chat GPT default.
Okay. So if I was to change job title or anything, I could go into that, change my job title, maybe change if I was looking at doing something else. That's essentially where it picks my introduction up and everything about me that it thinks I need to answer.
Yeah, and most people don't do that, and then they're like, "Why does it sound like a robot?"
Well, that's
Because
why, yeah,
you've not
because it
told it
is.
it's not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah,
Um, okay, so if we go back onto the main dashboard and then we come down here, so you've got new chats, search chats, codex is for coding, you don't need that. Then if you click more, you've got images, then you've got deep research, which I think might be useful for you. So when you're doing your research on
yeah,
just
yeah,
like Alpha Beta and people like that, and you
yeah.
deep research. The only thing is with it, it takes a very long time because it really does go deep. So you need to be mindful that it can take half an hour up to an hour.
Okay, so if I was to click on that now
Yeah,
and ask that something, I don't know, but so if I was going on a lunch break for an hour, that would be the time to click on that, ask it something, and then just walk away and just leave it to do its thing.
yeah. What I would recommend when you do that though is when you actually start it. In fact, let's try it. And okay, I'll just do this one because it's here. Uh,
Hmm.
deep research. I just want to show you what it will do. What you want to make sure is that, yeah, start. Right, you can see it's saying researching now. So
Yeah.
that has started. If sometimes if you just click it and go off, it hasn't actually started. So just make sure that this little bar is moving for you.
So can you now click out into something else on ChatGPT, or do you have to just
Yeah,
leave that?
just go into a new chat.
Oh, and that's working away in the background.
Yeah,
Lovely.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool.
what else have we got there? So this is where I was telling you if you wanted to, you could connect your Copilot. So within apps, there's everything. So like I use databases, so I might use Airtable. Uh,
Yeah.
if I'm building an app or something like that, I might use Figma or Replit. But there's loads of things in here. You can just go through and see what's on there. So for me, I have my Google Drive connected and I have 365 as well because I use Google, but my clients use 365.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just click them and it'll just take you through the process.
Fine.
Then we have GPTs, which we're going to leave for today, but you are going to build your own on week 3.
Yeah.
And then underneath, this is where we're going to work today. So this is projects. So if you click into projects and click a new project, and then if I go back here and find out what we're creating. So yeah, done that. Right. So the first one we're going to do is reports and data.
So
So
do I create that project name now?
yeah, so just
Report
reports and data.
data, yeah. Create
And
project.
yeah,
Cool.
right. So what you can see here is you've got the title of your project, and then you can chat within the project. So within this, you could have thinking standard or even longer if it's for really, really complex questions.
Yeah.
You obviously know how to upload
Yeah.
files. You've done that before.
Yeah.
Um, Now, what we're going to do is this one. Yeah, reports and data. So we're going to do what a similar thing to what we've just done with the personalization, but we're going to do this within the project
Okay.
at project level. Where's the chat? And where you're going to find it is if you wonder where anything is on the ChatGPT dashboard, always look for three dots because they hide everything. So
Yeah.
top right here is three dots, and that will give you the project settings. And then you can see you've got,
Instructions.
yeah, to stick it in instructions.
Right, one sec. And then just save, yeah?
So, and so now that is going to chat in a very different way to you than a normal chat would. It's going to be much more structured because one, it knows your Paul. It's got all your details in the whole setup of the chat GPT, and then it's got the project setting level as well.
So now, for instance, let's say I log in tomorrow morning and I've got a report I need to do.
Yeah,
I would go into the projects and use this to create the report rather than using the main chat GPT function,
yeah.
because this is obviously now like what you've put in there for me. Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's more tailored, it's more
Yeah.
organized. Structurally, you'll be able to find things a lot better. But then it gets a little bit deeper as well, because what you can do is if you click on sources, let's
Yeah.
say you have let's say you've got a report that was the best report you've ever done. You want
Yeah.
all your reports to look like that. Upload that, give it context about more context about the business. Like if you've got any marketing information or stuff that you've put together, like your brand guidelines would go in there as well.
Okay.
And then I would also have a document in there as well that is called what doesn't, what's not good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So it
Yeah.
knows what it should look like and what bad looks like as well. Because then you're creating all this. It takes a bit of time to set it up, but once it's got all that context, you should not have the back and forth that you've been doing.
It makes perfect sense. The more information you give this, the more accurate it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes the context can actually be more important than the way you ask the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be your homework.
Yeah. No worries.
And put some documents in there. I think you can upload up to 20 documents in there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I would say for that one. Then we're
On that one, because
yeah,
I do different reports. So let's say I've got a board report that I need to give to Gary. That will look very different to my team report.
yeah.
I would still use reports and thingy. So would I say upload like the Gary report and say this is a board report? When I refer to a board report, this is what I want it to look like. Or
What what I would do is imagine this is like your brand here,
yeah,
anything to do with the brand, and then I would have separate chats. So I would have a Gary report chat, And within the Gary report chat, I would upload Gary's reports.
Okay, makes
And
sense.
then in
Yeah,
the next chat, I would have a different, your team reports or something like that. That's
yeah,
the way.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So then we're going to go back to new project.
Yep.
And then the next one we're going to create is team comms.
Yeah.
And then the prompt for the instructions for this is your Paul with internal communications. This includes emails to his team, updates, briefings, any written communication directed at staff. Tone should be direct, clear, and professional, the way a confident manager communicates, not corporate filler. No, I
Yeah.
think this finds you well, no padding, get to the point, state what is needed, and close cleanly.
That is 100% me. Perfect. It is. All that. I hope you're well stuff I don't like. So that's um, right. There we go. Copy that and team comms. That's that one done.
Yeah.
Another new one.
The next one is presentations. What have I said for this one? You're supporting Paul with presentation content. When Paul provides a topic, brief, or raw notes, produce a clear slide-by-slide structure with a headline and concise supporting points for each slide. Think about the narrative. What does the audience need to understand and what in what order? Keep language tight. Each slide should make one clear point. If Paul wants full slide copy rather than bullet points, he will say so. Default to structured outlines unless asked otherwise. Flag in the brief if more clarity is needed before you begin.
Spot on. Lovely.
So then in there, in that project, that's where in the sources, that's where I would upload do you have a master template?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for earlier, and I couldn't find template. Yeah, we
Yeah,
have.
stick that in there.
Okay.
And your fonts and things like that, tell it, get that's the context you would put in there.
Oh, I can't wait for this. This is gonna make honestly, this is gonna make my job so much easier. Um,
Well, I'll tell you what Gary said because he was sat here and he was shaking his head and he's like, I've been using this damn thing for 2 years. He said, and I didn't know half of this.
do you know what? I'm sitting here thinking I've used it the wrong way the whole time. Like I, I've sort of been using like 5% of it because to make a presentation now, even though I'm using ChatGPT, it's taking me hours because I'm saying, right, no, change this, change that. I need these colors. This is the Morson colors. Whereas I could just upload that template, tell it what I need. Well, yeah, perfect. Right.
Well, what I will say to you is as well, this is like foundational level. So I teach intermediate and pro as well. So
I bet it's.
imagine what it can do at
I
pro.
was going to say, I bet some of the stuff it can do up there is insane. Yeah.
Okay. And then the next one I've done is operational decisions. Is that right for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for this one, I've put you're supporting Paul as a thinking partner for day-to-day decisions. When Paul brings you a problem, resourcing, planning, a difficult situation, a decision he's working through, that might not be right for you. You might need to change that for your role. Do you want to change it?
Well, no, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll upload that into it now, and then I can go in and edit it
Keep
later,
it.
can't I? Yeah.
Yeah. Your job is to help him think it through clearly, not just agree with him. Oh, this is the other thing. Yeah, I should have mentioned. ChatGPT is trained. It's the way that it's built is to be like a yes man. It'll just go, oh, yeah, you're amazing, you're wonderful, you're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all this
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't want my ChatGPT to
No.
do that. I don't want it to just agree with me. I want it to challenge my thinking. So you have to ask it to do that. So ask a clarifying question if problems are not fully defined. Offer the options as you see them. Note any assumptions or risks. Give clear recommendation where one is appropriate. Be direct. Paul does not want reassurance. He wants clear thinking.
Do you know what? You're right, because I get it to write sort of like fitness plan and stuff as well. Like I might go in there and go, look, I can this week I can run once, I can do weights twice, and I can do kettlebells once. These are my free times. Make me a plan. Um, but then it will come around. It might turn around that this week I can only run once, and it'll go, yeah, that's fine. Running once is absolutely fine. You're going to lose loads of weight. Yeah, and you're not going to. You're not going to. So I'd rather it be a little bit more pushback, challenging.
Yeah, awesome.
Right. That last one is. I've got some of my leadership and management course tonight to do tonight, so that might not take as long as I thought it was going to. Don't tell Gary that, for God's sake. Right, that's all uploaded.
All right, well, I'll tell you a cheat then, because I've
Yeah.
just been training some a lady who's doing a master's course, and she very, very much didn't want it to flag that she was using ChatGPT. So the way that we wrote the prompt was we put all the guidelines from the university as to what they said you can and can't you do with ChatGPT with AI. We
Yeah,
we put the so I don't know what your leadership and management course is like, but if you've got a guideline or an outline of how it's structured, you can upload that into your project and it will work from that.
fine. So what I might do tonight is create a new project, leadership and management, upload that into what we've just been doing,
Yeah,
and then use the project.
yeah,
And then also, what I can do then is because I'm halfway through my project in the the files that I can upload all of my old files, and then it will just reference back to them, won't it?
that will give it the context and it will
Yeah.
also teach it how you write as well.
Well, because a lot of it says please refer to the what the cost analysis that you wrote in module B. But if I've uploaded all of the cost analysis originally, it will have that to go back off, won't it?
Yes. Yeah.
What a day!
Yeah. Okay.
Brilliant.
So, then the next thing that I want to show you is if we go into so one of the things here, when you just have a normal chat,
Mm.
they are listed underneath your projects. Oh, it's not doing it on that one.
Oh, can you move it to
You
project?
can move it into a project. And that
Oh,
will also keep everything really, really organized for you than having 400 billion chats down here like I have.
yeah, I've got like when I had that, I had all sorts come up there.
Yeah.
So okay, so also because I've got it, well, I had it on my phone. I can have this on my phone, can't I? The Pro, and it will talk to. So if I'm out the office, for instance, I'm with a client and they ask me something, I can access that through the app as well as online, can't I?
Yeah. You
Perfect.
you might find that actually some people prefer the app. I just work on my laptop all day long. So, but it's actually the interface on the app is much nicer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't like this at all. It doesn't work for me, but that's just me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
then if you come up to the middle and top left, you'll see it says ChatGPT 5.4 thinking. If you click that, these are the different models that you can have. Now, the reason why I teach this is again, people just normally, like I have mine on thinking, but the default is set to automatic. And this
Mm.
ChatGPT will decide how long to think for you, which means it decides what kind of answers you get. So
Yeah,
if it's just a quick one, like, you're doing your bit of your Googling or something like that, it might be the automatic one's fine. Instant is a little bit better. It'll give you a better output, but it's still quite quick. But I normally have 5.4, the longer one, the thinking one, because the quality of the output
Answer.
you're going to get is a lot better. But I'd also
Cool.
like you to play around with the different models and see the different answers you get.
So if I put the same question in for thinking, then change it to instant auto, I will actually see the difference, won't I? And
Yeah, yeah, you will. But that's part of your homework anyway. I'm afraid you get homework with me.
that's
So,
that's all right. No problem. No problem.
right. And then, um, so if we come down to the middle bit and we go on to the plus button,
Yep.
I've already, I don't think you'll be creating images. You might do though, if you want to. So, I get mine to create charts for me and things like that. Let me just see
Okay.
what I've got here. Where are my images? Um, like yesterday I got it to do this for me.
Okay.
So that was like in the brand colors, and I downloaded a report and uploaded it and asked it to turn it into, a pie
Yeah.
chart, whatever you want, you can get it to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Of course. Okay.
Um, so then what I wanted to show you here was because it's not Google, if you really do want to search the web in real time, you need to click on web search.
Okay.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
forget that. And
I've never done that. So yeah.
if you click on the three buttons and you get more things, um,
Mm.
you have agent mode, which I'm not going to teach you today, but you can get the ChatGPT agent to perform certain tasks for you. It's not great, I have to be honest.
Okay.
Really trust it.
No
But
problem.
then if we come down to canvas,
Yep. Yep.
um, right, I'm going to click off it and I'm just going to show you something. So, what did you say? So, create me a 7-day uh, gym routine. Right. So can you see it's given me an output?
Yep.
I mean, it's not the best one, but okay. It's still thinking. Okay. So you see this, if you click on it, you can't do anything with it, can you? So like
No.
you said, like one week I may only be able to do one gym routine, one run.
Yeah.
So if you click on the three dots, no, not that one. Hang on. Just put under type underneath and say, please, can you turn this into a canvas? So you can either write that or you can click where I
Click
showed
on
you
yeah.
and it'll turn it into a canvas and I'll show you what happens. So this will be really good for you with your work. Can you see what it's done? It's put a box around it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then here you can click edit and you can go in and you can overtype it. So for
So
me, one of the things that was frustrating me was I was copying this, going over to Word, putting it
that's what I was
in Word.
doing.
Yeah, is that what you do?
That's what I do all the time.
Yeah,
Because I might like not like that bit, and rather than going, please remove this, do that, I just copy paste and do it myself,
you don't need to now. You can just do it within ChatGPT.
and I can just. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other thing, which I think might be helpful for you based on what we've said today, is right. Let me go back. Is it this one? Right. So if you click on the three under the bit, the original bit we were working on, click on
Mm.
the three dots, and then there's something called branch in new chat. So let's say you're doing your report or something like that. You have created your original piece of work, but you want to see it from Gary's point of view, or the finance director's point of view,
Yeah.
or the operations director's point of view. Click branch in chat. And what happens is you have the whole of the original work, but when you start typing here, it will create you a new, it branches it. So you can click the three dots and you can say, give me Gary, the managing director's perspective of this, and it will start a new conversation underneath the original one.
Okay.
So it works a bit like a family tree.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
not getting rid of your original content, but you can use it for different perspectives. So, like for me, because I'm a solopreneur, I sometimes want an operation director's perspective or somebody else,
Yeah,
or maybe my customer or something like that, but I don't want to get
yeah.
rid of the original work. So I branch the chat. And then what you will find is, I don't know why it's not done it there. Hang on. Let me scroll down to the bottom. Oh, it says branched from 7-day routine. So let's say give me a 3-day routine. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, it's rubbish, but
Yeah, it's fine.
right. So can you see on the left-hand side in your chats, it says branch?
Branch and then the chat again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just another way of organizing stuff as well without losing your work.
Yeah, 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 definitely. 100%.
Yeah. Have you found that useful today?
100%. 100%. Honestly, do you know, yeah, I mean, the projects, all of it, the fact that I don't now have to go, please answer this from the perspective of Paul Anscombe, my executive manager at Morson, who deals with the rail sector, all of that. And the fact that I can preload templates, old present, because all my monthly presentation that I do with the team, obviously it's the same press. I just put new figures on the front of it. So
Yeah.
I will just upload that. That will sit there, and I can constantly just go, right, these are the new figures. Please populate, and just rather than yeah, massively helpful. Massively helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Good. Yeah, perfect. Have I got some homework then?
You really have. It's 10 minutes a day.
That's fine. Cool.
And it's basically just making sure that you understand how to set all this up and that it's working for you. Uh,
Yeah.
so hopefully 4 things have shifted today. You'll get
Mm-hmm.
better output and it'll be faster. It'll be output at your standard,
Yeah.
less mental overload and time back for your strategy and talking to your team and doing business development.
Without a doubt, tick next to every single one of those. Without a doubt, 100%.
Awesome. So, just to let you know where we're going next. So, today we've controlled your environment.
Yeah.
We're going to make it sound like you. So, I really, really want you to think about more things that you do. Like, it just do a bit of an audit of things that you do on your day-to-day basis, and then let me know what they are, and I'll build the prompts for them.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use this now. This now I've set Pro back up. I'm not going to use it personally, like I would anyway. And then before next week's meeting, I'll go through all of the chats that are on the left hand side because they list everything that I've spoken to it about, and I can go back to you and go, "This is what I've used it for this week." Would that make sense?
Perfect.
Yeah, cool.
And then module 3, I want you to start thinking about this. So you've given me some ideas today of what we could build an assistant on. So an assistant is a level up from a project, okay? So it's
Yeah,
even more tailored, right? So I want you we're going to build one, and when
yeah,
you've built one, you'll be able to build more, okay?
okay,
So I know that sounds a bit vague, but it might be that you want one that builds presentations for you, or it might be that you want one that writes emails for you, or
yeah.
like that.
I mean, perfect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. I just heard you say it's better than the project thing, so I was like, yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine. um, Brilliant.
Any questions?
No, 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 no. I think I'm gonna set that project up because I've got some coursework to do tonight. So I think probably spend a few hours uploading documents into each project and whatnot, and then just have a play with it.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing, if you're doing the one for your leadership project,
Mm.
if you want me to write the prompt, the instruction prompt, if you send me a bit of information like rules and things like that, I'll write the instructions for you.
What I might do is I might give it a go myself, and then
Oh, that's good.
yeah, I like I like having a go. So let me give it a go, and then maybe I'll show you next week. Is it next week we're on? Is we doing?
you want to do the same time next week? Does that work for you?
So what? Let me check the diary. What's it? Tuesday. Yeah, that works for me. Yeah, perfect.
Just check. Uh, yeah, perfect.
Cool.
I'll send you a link.
Lovely. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye bye bye. Bye.